Hey everybody, Ron here. I'm back with another video. I recorded a unboxing of the Super Lucha demo for the Kickstarter campaign and preview. And now I'm going to give an example of gameplay by using the solo mode, which is being supported during the Kickstarter campaign. Now, while I have a black and white printout of Renegade Master, I'm going to show you here a color version of the current version of Renegade Master. This printout is a little outdated, but I'll explain the rules. If you don't know how to play Super Show, it's very simple. Your object is to get a finished card into play. That's called hitting. You successfully hit a finished card, roll a finish roll, and get the 1, 2, 3 on your opponent. To have a finished card in play, you must have a follow-up in play. To play a follow-up, you must have a lead. So it goes lead, follow-up, finish, or LFF as it is known in the fictional universe of SRG, the Legendary Fighting Federation. However, this is not the Legendary Fighting Federation. This is the Super Lucha Universe. There's Luchador, but the rules are very similar. You're looking for a lead, follow-up, finish. Renegade Master, the AI opponent, works slightly differently. So Renegade Master does not have one gimmick. He has 3. That is to make up for the way that his card play works. Instead of getting a normal deck of 30 cards, he will have a lead, follow-up, and finish, strike, grapple, and submission. And in order to play the strike finish, he must have the lead and follow-up strike into play, and the same goes for submission, and the same goes for grapple. When I roll for Renegade Master, if Renegade Master rolls power, his next turn roll is +1. If he rolls agility, he will discard a follow-up that I have in play. If I don't have a follow-up in play, he will discard a lead. If he rolls technique, he will discard a card that I have in hand. And otherwise, if he rolls a strike, he gets to play a strike. If he wins the turn roll, it's submission, submission, and grapple, grapple. So the way you play this game, to get a turn, you have to roll your die and compare your skill numbers. So if Renegade Master's strike is higher than whatever my result is on my die roll, you will get to play a strike. However, if I have any of my skills higher than the skill Renegade Master rolls, then I get to play any card that I want, following the lead, follow-up, finish formula, as is typical in Super Show. So if you want to learn about the rules of Super Show further, I will provide a link to both the Kickstarter page for Super Lucha, as well as the link to supershowthegame.com, so you get a sense of the rules. But I'm going to go ahead and start here. I'm going to draw my 3 cards to start the game. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to roll these 2 dice. We'll use this nifty little Super Lucha dice with all these neat symbols. That will be the Renegades and Masters die. And I will use this die that I got from a special Super Show event called Grand Gathering 4 as El Frenetico's die, who is the competitor that I am playing. Renegade Master rolls a technique, which in this case is 11, versus my agility, which is a 9. So he wins the turn. His gimmick is he makes me discard a card. So I'm going to go ahead and discard this Lucha Lighthouse of Pain into my discard pile. And Renegade Master did not roll his strike, grapple, or submission, so he does not get to play a card. But that's what he does. And then that is the turn. So Renegade Master rolled agility, and I rolled agility. His agility is 6, and my agility is 9. Normally, Renegade Master would make me discard a card from play, but I have no cards in play, so that doesn't happen. However, my agility is higher than in his, so I'm going to draw 1 card, and I get to play. So I'm going to start by playing this Blazing Fist of Fury lead strike, which says draw 1 card for each stop I have in play. I have no stops. And by the way, Renegade Master does not stop cards, which is why his skills are higher than mine, and he has 3 gimmicks instead of 1. It's to compensate for that. So there we go. Now I have a lead in play. I roll my power, which is 8, Renegade Master rolls a submission, which is 10. These are not the tiles that Renegade Master would come with. I chose these cards for solo play and for this demo. And this is a inverted leg. Oh, sorry, wrong card. I have them backwards. This is an epic stare down, which is a lead submission. And so I'm going to put it over here. Do I have a stop for it? I could stop it because my power skill, which is 8, is greater than Renegade Master's power skill, which is 7. So I could stop it. And just to have some fun, I'm going to stop it. So I'm going to play my falling power slam to stop the epic stare down so it goes back into the line. He rolled his 11 technique versus my technique of 6. Of course, he makes me discard a card and win the turn anyway. By the way, I have no cards in hand. So amazing. He rolled his power of 7. I rolled my submission of 7, which is a bump. And his gimmick for rolling power is his next turn roll is +1. So he rolled his strike, which is a 9, +1 is a 10. I rolled my agility, which is a 9. So he won the turn. He rolled a strike. So he gets to put a strike in play. So he will put the surprise hit in play, which his next turn roll is +2. I cannot stop it. So now he has his strike in play. Okay, let's continue. Okay, Renegade Master rolled his grapple, which is 8, versus my power, which is 8. That is a bump. Renegade Master strike of 9 versus my technique of 6. So he gets to play a strike. So he's going to try to play marching stomps and file out the strike, which is makes his next turn roll +2. I am going to stop it with the leg lock, however. I don't want him to make any progress. So if my opponent has another strike in play, stopping a strike. And so that goes back into the line. So now I'm just going to continue to play. I'm not going to explain every single step of the way. I am going to talk enough to explain what is going on as the game progresses. Strike of 9 versus a grapple of 5. So he gets to play another strike. Actually, I'm going to stop that with a double armbar, which stops any strike. It goes back into the line. He has an agility of 6 versus my grapple. Man, I'm old. I can't see. I grapple of 5. So he won the turn, which so I wouldn't get to play. In addition, triggers his gimmick, which makes me discard a follow-up. So I'm going to just go ahead and discard this leg lock. Maybe I'll be able to get it back. Renegade Master grapple 8 versus my submission of 7. It's a bump. No, it's not a bump. Sorry. He gets to roll his. He gets to play his grapple. So he's going to attempt to play Trash Can, which is +1 to breakout rolls, and that will go 3 because I don't have any stops. Actually, I don't have any cards in hand. It's Technique 11 versus my Strike 10. That's going to win. I don't have any cards to discard in hand. Technique 11 versus he wins that again. Ditto. Okay. We have his grapple 8 versus my agility 9. Hey, I get to draw one, play one. I drew a lead. I drew lockup, lead, grapple. I'm going to pass and bury this leg lock and hope I can find a card that will let me shuffle my deck. His grapple 8 versus my technique of 7. So he gets to play his follow-up grapple, the final dungeon driver, which lets him reroll his finish roll. Only card I have in hand is a stop a lead submission, so it goes through. His strike of 9 versus my technique of 6. So he gets to play his follow-up strike, which I cannot stop. His next turn roll is +2. This is looking bad. Oh, look at that. He rolls his strike of 9 versus my technique of 6. So he gets to roll his finish submission, which in this case, I put the frog splash, which is a +1 to agility and +3 to his lowest skill. By the way, so it makes his 6 goes to a 7, and he's tied for his lowest skill at that point with a 7 agility and 7 power, so he get +3 to both of those. So this is looking pretty bad for me, folks. So the finish roll is an agility 6, +1 is 7, +3 is 10. I have 3 chances to get my 10. I am looking for strike. I'm looking for yellow on this die. Oh, I got it. I kicked out. So now, as normal in the normal Super Show, I clear my board. And this is where another thing that differs. Renegade Master does not clear the board. He clears a row or a column. And in this case, I wish I could clear everything, but I'm going to clear this row of strikes. So that's going to go back to the line. And the bad news for me is Renegade Master still has a lead and a follow-up in play. So Heroes grapple, he could hit me again. So I'm at crowd meter 1. I'm sorry. I don't have a crowd meter card out here. But I'm at crowd meter 1 now, which means any finish rolls are at +1. He got a submission of 10 versus my submission of 7, so he gets to play a submission. Renegade Master does. That there. He would try to play Epic Stare Down. However, luckily for me, I have my lockup, which stops in the lead submission, so I'm going to play that. So his lead submission goes back into the line. Now I have a lead in play. His strike of 9 versus my power 8. So just to play his lead strike of surprise hit, +2 to his turn roll. I can't stop it. He rolled a submission 10 versus my grapple of 5, so he gets to play the Epic Stare Down again. I can't stop it. I have no cards in hand anyway. Keep it moving. There we go. Grapple of 8 versus my power of 6. Gets to go. Now he gets to play his Jackknife Power Bomb. Finish grapple, +1 to power, +3 to lowest skill, and add 1 card from discard pile to hand. Renegade Master does not have a discard pile or a hand, actually. So here we go. Here's the finish roll. Crowd meter 1. So whatever the result of the card is, +1. That's grapple. His grapple is 8. +1 for crowd meter is 9. I am looking for my agility or strike. Green or yellow? 1. Green or yellow? Yellow. So we're now at crowd meter 2. I clear my board. I'm going to clear this row. Now he has a lead strike and lead submission in play. We're at crowd meter 2. Finish rolls are +2. His power 7 versus my strike 10. While his next turn will be +1, I get the turn. I will draw. I will keep this hip toss in my hand. I will pass and bury Falling Power Slam. His power is 7 +1 is 8, so he triggers his gimmick again. But I got my technique of 6. His technique of 11 +1 is 12. I can't beat a 12, and I discard this card. Power 7 versus my strike of 10. His next turn rolls to be +1, but I draw 1. All right, Lucha, rinse, repeat, lead, grapple. I can draw 1 card or add 4 cards from my discard pile randomly on top of my deck. I got some pretty good stops in here, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to play that, and then we're going to go with a double arm bar. It's going to go on top. My Lucha Lighthouse of Pain will go on top because I need a good follow-up. And then we're going to have my hip toss will go on top. And, well, we already have a lead submission in play. So how about we get a Mirror of Desire there. Those remain in my discard pile. I'll shuffle up here. But put it on top of the deck. All right, maybe my fortunes will change. No, agility 6. The good news is my agility 9, so I'm going to take the turn. The bad news is he rolls his agility, which makes me discard a card. So I draw the hip toss. So I'm going to pass and bury the Lucha, rinse, repeat. Got a strike. His strike of 9 versus my agility of 9, which is a bump. That's what I draw. His technique 11 versus mine. It doesn't matter. We're going to discard the Lucha Lighthouse of Pain. At least a stop gives me a fighting chance. There's a strike of 9. Beats me. So follow. I can't stop it. His next turn roll is +2. Is it looking bad? We're at crowd meter 2. Oh, look at that. Strike of 9 +2 is 11 versus my sub of 7. So there we go. Finish strike. Crowd meter 2. This could be it, folks. And that is a 7 + 2 is a 9. Maybe I get it again. 1, that's 2, green or yellow. 3, that's the game. So that is how Renegade Master and the solo mode works, folks. I hope you folks enjoy. Go back to Kickstarter. It only has a few days left. We could use your support to get all the stretch goals and make this incredible game come to life. Until next time, see you later.